Are you wasting your money on magnesium pills? In this video, I'm going to reveal the shocking truth about magnesium supplements that the supplement industry doesn't want you to know. You absolutely have to see this. Hey everyone, and welcome to Revitamen. We're going to cover everything you need to know about magnesium supplements, the science, the scams, and what actually works. But make sure you stick around until the end, because the #1 thing I discovered about magnesium absorption is the one that changed everything for me. And I guarantee it will shock you. All right, let's not waste any time. The biggest truth most people don't know, and we're starting with a huge one, is that most magnesium supplements have absorption rates below 30%. Yes, you heard that right, 30%. Let me explain why this is so critical. When you swallow a magnesium pill, your body doesn't just automatically absorb all of it. In fact, depending on the form of magnesium you're taking, your body might only be absorbing a tiny fraction. This means that if you're taking a 400 milligram magnesium oxide pill, which is the cheapest and most common form, your body might only be getting about 40 to 80 milligrams of actual usable magnesium. The rest, it's literally going down the toilet. If you can just understand this one thing about bioavailability, you'll already be ahead of 90% of people buying supplements. And if you thought that was eye-opening, you have no idea what's coming. The final revelation we'll cover about magnesium is even more important and could save you hundreds of dollars. Okay, moving on to truth number 6, which is that not all magnesium deficiencies show up on standard blood tests. This is massive because your doctor might tell you your magnesium levels are fine, but here's the problem. Only 1% of your body's magnesium is in your blood. The rest is stored in your bones, muscles, and soft tissues. So you could be severely deficient and your blood test would still come back normal. This is why so many people have what's called subclinical magnesium deficiency. They're experiencing symptoms like muscle cramps, fatigue, anxiety, and sleep problems, but their labs look perfectly fine. If you're experiencing these symptoms, don't just rely on a blood test. Next up is truth number 5. Magnesium deficiency is way more common than you think. Studies show that nearly half of Americans aren't getting enough magnesium from their diet. And it's getting worse. Why? Because modern farming practices have depleted the soil of minerals. The spinach your grandparents ate had significantly more magnesium than the spinach you're eating today. Plus, our high-stress lifestyles burn through magnesium faster. Stress hormones like cortisol actually deplete your magnesium stores. So if you're stressed, which most of us are, you need even more magnesium than the average person. Another common one is truth number 4. Which is that magnesium oxide, the most popular form, is basically a scam. I know that sounds harsh, but hear me out. Magnesium oxide is the cheapest form to manufacture, which is why it's in most generic supplements and multivitamins. But its bioavailability is terrible. We're talking about 4% absorption in some studies. 4%. So supplement companies can put a huge number on the label, like 500 milligrams. And it looks impressive, but your body is barely using any of it. It's a classic case of you get what you pay for. The supplement industry knows this, but they keep using it because it's cheap and most consumers don't know the difference. Now let's talk about truth number 3, which is that different forms of magnesium do different things in your body. This is where it gets really interesting. Magnesium isn't just one thing. There's magnesium glycinate, which is amazing for sleep and anxiety because it's bound to glycine, a calming amino acid. There's magnesium threonate, which is the only form that effectively crosses the blood-brain barrier, making it incredible for brain health and cognitive function. There's magnesium citrate, which is great for digestion and relieving constipation. And there's magnesium malate, which is excellent for energy production and muscle recovery. So when someone asks, should I take magnesium? The real question is, which magnesium should you take for your specific needs? This is why those cheap one-size-fits-all magnesium supplements are usually worthless. Moving on to truth number 2, which is that timing and dosage matter more than most people realize. You can't just take your entire daily dose of magnesium all at once and expect optimal results. First, your body can only absorb a limited amount of magnesium at one time. If you take a massive dose, most of it will just pass through your system. It's much better to split your dose throughout the day. Second, magnesium competes with calcium for absorption. So if you're taking a calcium supplement or eating a calcium-rich meal, don't take your magnesium at the same time. They'll interfere with each other. Third, some forms of magnesium work better at night. Magnesium glycinate, for example, is fantastic before bed
because it promotes relaxation and better sleep quality. Taking it in the morning wouldn't give you the same benefits. And the second to last truth, number 1 on our list, is another incredibly important one. The real scam isn't magnesium itself, it's the deceptive marketing and low-quality products flooding the market. Here's what I mean. The supplement industry in the United States is largely unregulated. Companies can make wild claims without much oversight. I've seen magnesium supplements claiming to cure everything from diabetes to depression with zero scientific evidence. They use fancy marketing terms like ultra absorption or pharmaceutical grade that sound impressive but are essentially meaningless. They show you pictures of leafy greens and healthy people, making you think you're buying quality, but then you flip the bottle around and see that it's just cheap magnesium oxide with a bunch of fillers.
This is something I see almost everyone falling for, and it's sabotaging your results. You're spending your hard-earned money on products that don't work, then concluding that magnesium supplements are a scam when really you just bought a scam product. The solution? Look for third-party testing. Companies that use independent labs to verify their products will have seals from organizations like NSF, USP, or Consumer Lab. Check the form of magnesium on the label. Avoid oxide unless you specifically need a laxative effect. And read reviews, not just the 5-star ones, but the critical ones too. See what real people are experiencing. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the number one truth that the supplement industry really doesn't want you to know is that you might not need magnesium pills at all if you optimize your diet first. I know this might sound contradictory coming from a supplement channel, but hear me out. Magnesium supplements can be incredibly helpful, especially if you're deficient or have specific health goals. But the best source of magnesium will always be real food. Dark leafy greens like spinach and Swiss chard, nuts and seeds, especially pumpkin seeds and almonds, dark chocolate with at least 70% cacao, avocados, black beans, whole grains like brown rice and quinoa, and fatty fish like salmon and mackerel. When you get magnesium from food, it comes packaged with other nutrients that help with absorption. You get fiber, healthy fats, and cofactors like vitamin B6 that work synergistically with magnesium. Plus, it's almost impossible to overdose on magnesium from food, whereas with supplements, you can definitely take too much and experience side effects like diarrhea. Here's my honest recommendation. Start by tracking your magnesium intake from food for a few days. Most adults need between 300 and 400 milligrams daily. If you're consistently falling short, then yes, a high-quality magnesium supplement makes sense. But if you're close to your target, maybe focus on adding 1 or 2 magnesium-rich foods to your daily routine instead. This approach is cheaper, more sustainable, and often more effective than popping pills. So there you have it, the complete truth about magnesium supplements in 2026. We covered how most supplements have terrible absorption rates, how magnesium oxide is basically worthless, how different forms serve different purposes, and of course, the most important one, that real food should always be your first line of defense. Now I have a question for you. Are you currently taking a magnesium supplement? And if so, what form are you using? Be honest and let me know in the comments below. I read every single one, and I'd love to know what's working for you. If you got value from this video, do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next one.